changes in terms of the charges he was initially charged with. However, let's get more details now in terms of what is the next step, but also get his insights on how he's moving forward. Let's bring him in right now. But also, there are some organizations that are out in support for him, saying that all the charges Mr. Mpofu is facing really do not make him stand, because they are hoping that he can have the opportunity to really clear his name. Let's bring them in now to get their sense. Let me start with you, Senior Counsel. Your initial reaction after the government of this year, also very important for how many what's your reaction? What's your take?
Well, my reaction remains the same. I said this at the beginning when these charges, so-called charges were leveled against me, that they are laughable and they are frivolous and ridiculous. And that is now vindicated by the fact that 3 of them have already been dropped without us even opening our mouth. And then, of course, yes, you're right, then they have also amended some of the remaining charges. And as a result of that, the Lpc had to ask for postponement so that we can then be presented probably with a new charge sheet if they want to proceed at all. And then we will deal with the situation at that point. We also indicated to them that we intend to put in a review application to review the decision to charge in the first place based on this kind of nonsense charges. So, yeah, I mean, for example, some of the remaining charges, they relate to the Judge President Mlambo, the so-called rumors that were part of the IJSC interview. And that issue was dealt with right there on the spot and clarified. So I don't know what these people are really after. But thankfully, they told us inside that Chief Justice Maya wrote them a letter, and she told them that she didn't understand why they dragged her name into this without even getting her permission. And I think Professor Tulima Gensela also indicated publicly that she was moved on.
Let's talk about the credibility of the committee on the setup itself. Do you have faith that it will be a fair opportunity for legal representation, and that whatever comes out of it at the day, you'll be able to respect this decision?
Oh yes, no, we have total faith in the panel itself, because these are professional people. They didn't bring themselves here. It's the people behind the charges that were hiding behind the structures. These are statutory structures created by Parliament, which are not supposed to be abused for political ends. So no, we have nothing against even the prosecutor. It's someone that I know, and some of the panelists, I'm sure, will see through this, even if the prosecutor himself has seen through some of the frivolity of the charges.
But looking at the decision you just took right now, to review the initial decision to open some charges, then you get an opportunity to discuss charges.
Can we have a few words? Okay. Thank you for allowing me to see you, Advocate. Can you just give us a breakdown of what's going on?
Today we are here. It was the hearing of Advocate Mpofu's frivolous charges. Fortunately, 3 of the charges have been withdrawn, relating to Judge Maya and Professor Magenzela. So it's 3 charges, so there's 4 remaining, but then the prosecutor agreed that the matter is postponed sine die, meaning they will still have to redraft the charges, and the counsel for Advocate Mpofu, or the legal team, will be taking the matter on review, because it's frivolous charges anyway. The one relating to Judge President Mlambo as well, that matter was resolved and dealt with, and unfortunately it's just bringing all these charges. It's political, and it's just reviving old matters. I think the intention is just to punish Advocate Mpofu for defending black professionals or people who are hated by the system. So today we have the Black People's Voice, which has organized the support for Advocate Mpofu, but then we also have Babasa, we have Mrs. Mkhwebane Foundation here, we have all the professionals, Umkhonto Wesizwe, to defend the lives and the persecution of black professionals. Remember, this was started also 2022 September when we called upon black professionals to come and speak about this because it's the system and they are creating a fear against black professionals, lawyers, and Advocate Mpofu also spoke about Lukabo graffiti were even murdered, for defending or fighting the system. So this is the start of a bigger process where we are saying enough is enough. We cannot allow this to go on, and using blacks against blacks. But now we are saying we are uniting, and then we will fight this.
And it's political, and it's
as well, the fact that Advocate Mpofu, remember now, is part of Umkhonto Wesizwe, and it's political in the sense, Yoguti, have you seen any white advocate? I mean, you've got those ones who were found guilty in Namibia. Remember who was the advocate representing the former president, our leader, President Zuma, who were charged there. Nothing happened to them. You've seen that white counsel who was interviewed for a judge's position, who misappropriated the funds of the clients, but then he's still practicing. Recently, there was allegations against Judge USC Batlenda, I think, who was, in the ring of sexual harassment and fight of field practices. Have you heard Ugutu Uyovela Niniena? These people have a lot of backlog cases where attorneys and have, expropriated and misappropriated actually the funds of the clients. So it's also political because Advocate Mpofu heard about Gamachajis Waki and this through Abu Karen Mon. You see, it's a facilitated process where they use even journalists to continuously persecute us. So it's politics actually, because you cannot speak about the issue of selective persecution of black professionals, and nothing is happening to the whites who are committing worse things than this.
So we have a clearer understanding. Lpc who runs it, who controls it, who's it mandated by?
The Lpc, the previous council refused to prosecute or to deal with these frivolous charges because I understand they are dealt with these matters and they said they won't proceed. Now you find Usilika SC, who was in the Zondo Commission, the only one of the few black council who was still continuing. Remember, Zondo Commission had a lot of white SCs who benefited millions and millions from that project. So he's one of them. Now he's the chairperson of the Lpc. Now they are sitting, it's a new council, they are proceeding with this. Hence we are saying it's political because we have all that information. And why are they proceeding with these frivolous charges? Why do they want to persecute who advocate Mpofu SC?
And then lastly, what needs to change in the justice system?
The whole thing, everyone. Actually, we need, as now speaking as Umkhonto Wesizwe, we are saying this constitution will have to review it drastically because we need to change the way things are operating. Because now you see Uguti, the system, it's still benefiting the whites and blacks are still continuously being oppressed. And it's a very serious choreographed process because you see the media, mainstream media working with the judges, working with Lpc, and it's that. So we will have to uproot the system.
The entire thing. And goes advocate. Yeah. Yeah.
Commander. Yes. How are you?
So it's very important, as they say, that when we do this, we make sure that any of the other people who are involved in this kind of thing don't walk alone. Yeah, so it doesn't matter even if there are 5 of us or whatever, but a person must never be allowed to walk alone, because that's what these people want to do, to divide us. Yeah. So, yeah, Manda.
All right, guys, there you have it.
It belongs to you. Why does it belong to you? It belongs
Okay, I think we've got the important stuff, guys. Thank you for joining in. I'm sure there's a lot to unpack. I will definitely bring in one of them to come into the studio and we have a live stream with them so that we understand this more. But it's very clear what it is. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. So thank you for joining. Reminder that if you ever want to comment, you can only comment from YouTube. So I see your comments from Facebook and Twitter, but I can't put them on screen. They need to be on YouTube. So we'll talk about again later, guys. Enjoy your day.